This is an industry that has been behind in Washington and really been on the defensive from some, I think, uneducated and sometimes intentionally or not, I'm not sure, but really those who are trying to kill crypto in the United States at a time when we want the US to be one of the financial centers of this next generation technology.
Well, we were very pleased to receive the letter noting that the investigation into Ethereum 2.0 had been concluded and that it was concluded without charges against Consensus. It's the right result. It's the result that we should have happened a year ago. It's a result that we're trying to seek in our lawsuit. So we're very pleased that this happened. But of course, the fight isn't over. The Ethereum investigation was just one of three investigations that Consensus has been facing and that are the subject of our lawsuit in Texas. I think it's part and parcel of whatever is going on inside the agency that's leading them to back away from Ethereum. I think the rule change approvals, they were predicated on finding that Ether is not a security. That's what securities laws experts who know more about the securities laws than I do are saying. But obviously, there was a lot that would have gone into that decision, and that decision to approve those rule changes and pave the way for Ether spot ETFs. And so I think it's got to be related to the closing of this investigation. But what exactly caused both of those developments to occur, it's unclear. But I should be clear, for our part, these are the right outcomes under the facts in the law, and so we applaud both the approvals and as well as the end of this investigation.
So you have extensive experience in law, which includes as a trial attorney for the CFTC, where you directed enforcement actions targeting market manipulation and fraud. So what do you think about the SEC's approach of regulation by enforcement? A Consensus spokesperson said that it's, quote, imperative that the SEC abandon this, quote, unprincipled and opaque campaign in favor of much needed regulatory clarity for an industry that serves as the backbone to countless new technologies and innovation. What's your take on this approach by the SEC, and what would you like to see happen as it pertains to crypto regulation?
Regulation by enforcement is completely backwards. There should be clarity so that companies that are acting in a space can know for sure whether what they're engaging in is acceptable under the law or unacceptable. And instead, what we have is a situation where crypto industry participants have to wait until oral arguments in crypto enforcement actions to understand what the SEC's position really is. And that's just really no way to regulate an industry that's so important to the American economy, that's creating jobs, that's leading to tons of technological innovation and improvements. It's just, the SEC should be more of a partner and collaborative with the industry and helping the industry sort through the rules than playing this sort of game of gotcha where they have these investigations, they ask questions, they're totally one-sided, and then the companies don't really understand the SEC's legal theories until they get sued. And that's just totally inappropriate.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And guys, we had Ethereum get that free pass from the SEC. We know DeFi is definitely the new banking. JP Morgan has his hands all over Ethereum and Consensus, and we know JP Morgan is building Federal Reserve 2.0 on blockchain. Now we have these spot Ethereum ETFs. They're on the way. But don't forget, guys, we're having less liquidity. Even though we have these AI stocks booming, the pullback is always priced in like 6 months out. And one of those signals is Masa-san, that the market has hit the top and the distractions and the crisis are going to start beginning. We keep hearing about the cyber attacks. We know the drums are beating. They're going to take this money out and run in the back door while the sheep stay distracted. It is now time to build that fourth industrial revolution, bringing in the real use cases. And then, guys, we have the New York governor speaking again about the mental crisis when it comes to kids and social media. And like I told you guys, this is all about the metaverse. Remember, when the internet first started, we know 70% of those websites, what they were. And the same thing is going to go with the metaverse. Just imagine the crazy stuff that's going to be there. And that's the reason why they're trying to write in the rules in order to get in front of it. Because the robots, algorithms, and drones are about to take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep are about to go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
No, but he did make a tidy profit. Still, he was reflective. He called NVIDIA the fish that got away and losing out on an open AI investment to Microsoft. These were chances missed, but OpenAI is now valued at $80 billion, and NVIDIA that's the one that's got a sting because its $700 million investment would be worth some $160 billion today if SoftBank had held on to it. But Masayoshi Son, he's also looking forward. According to a source familiar, he's going to be taking a different strategy this time versus his spray and play playbook for the Vision Fund. Spray and pray, I should say, playbook for the Vision Fund. I'm told that this time Masa-san is going to be a lot more focused and that ARM will be the centerpiece. So instead of spreading his bets across many different startups and industries like he did last time, he's looking at a smaller universe of companies with a more explicit fit with ARM. Net asset value, large part of that being ARM. Elliott thinks that can be fixed with a $15 billion buyback, but it seems that Masa-san would rather use its capital to invest in AI companies. And at least one thing, though, is similar from last time when he deployed the Vision Fund, some $100 billion. The VC community agrees that valuations in AI have become inflated. So it's interesting to think about what Masa-san might do. I'm told that it's not going to be sort of those straight late-stage investments that we saw with the Vision Fund, but again, strategic, potentially strategic M&A that goes in tandem with ARM, the activist.
Well, first of all, I'm a former member of Congress, and I'm not surprised that Congress is not able to handle this, although this should be their responsibility. There should be a national policy that says we prioritize the mental health of our children. It's that simple. And all the statistics are pointing to a very dire outcome for our children right now. Over the last 2 decades, last decade in particular, suicide rates among teenagers have gone up 70%. Teenage depression, something that was not a factor when I was growing up or previous generations, it is real. So many young people have been taken into a dark space because the companies have designed these addictive algorithms to pull them in and hold them captive at a time when they should be out with socializing with other people, paying attention in classrooms. So I am not surprised there's opposition, but here's my message to the tech companies. Why don't you get out of the courtroom and come into my conference room? We can work this out together. I think it's much better for your branding to show that you are socially responsible, morally responsible, and care about the outcome and the mental health of our children and your children as well.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust. and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, BitChute, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.